This is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News. On the bottom of the screen here, you see an incident that happened over with Harvey where some elderly individuals were left behind and they're being flooded. They were eventually saved. Up top is a picture from where the 8 individuals passed away at the assisted living facility during Irma over, I believe it was Miami. The Herald wrote an interesting article. I'll put the link at the top of this video where they touch on an issue that's I've thrown out there on my page. And just recently, we talked during Irma about, wow, what's happening with the assisted living? Are they getting those people? There's a few of them out there on the island. Do they need to be evacuated? Concern there. Then somebody wrote me and said, hey, my sister is working at this one assisted living, and I put it out there, and then I contacted Northport, and they said it wasn't on their radar. They added it to their radar, but it made you think, okay, how many of these are out there that are not on the radar? And even when they are on the radar, what can you do? The extent of what you can do is limited. They can go out and they can do a wellness check, which they did. They said they had a generator, and yeah, it's hot. Which was one of the big issues. Do they have water? Do they have food? And all that good stuff. And I think they probably offered them to go to the Mullen Center where you can sleep now, I believe. And it has electric and air and all that stuff. And so the Herald did a really thorough article where they touched on all this and the widespread power outages that were caused by Irma, how they're impacting these assisted living facilities, which seem to be the biggest hit. The nursing homes in Florida, they seem to fare rather well. It's the assisted living where there's just under 3,000 of them that are out there. And how are they handling it? Is there any legislation out there that says, hey, if a hurricane's coming, this is the type of preparedness you have? You had Marco Rubio, Senator Rubio, on Thursday. He says, look, this exposes some concerns, some issues. And we've noticed a few concerns and issues that have been exposed with Irma, from the shelters here locally to this type of issue with the elderly. And the question is, should the power companies prioritize the nursing homes and the assisted living centers and put them higher up on the priority list? Should they be up there after or before hospitals, however you want to place them? Should generators be required? Should they be required to have them, which I think they are required to have them? Should there be a system to make the generators readily available to the facilities if they don't have them right away? And I believe, according to that article, they said under Hurricane Andrew law, that long-term care facilities in Florida legally they're legally responsible for the safety of their residents, and they must give a detailed emergency management plan. As we've seen, those don't always play out well. The state, I guess, maintains this online database where the facilities can go in, report any type of critical issues that they have. But this report also said that, according to the state, assisted living facilities and all but one nursing home in Sarasota were essentially, the residents were good. They checked everything but that one, and they were all good. They were all checked on. Everything seemed to be in order. The Sarasota County EOC, Ed McCrane, he said that the county health officials have done an excellent job. They've tried to reach these nursing home and assisted living facilities after the storm to see if they needed help. But as we can see, some were missed. Obviously, that one that reached out to us in Northport. They did say that nursing homes, it's required that they have generators. But it does not apply to assisted living. And that's where, they put that number a lot lower than these nursing homes. And I think assisted living might be higher than just under 3,000. But because if you think of them, they're all over. Like that one in Northport was actually in a house. I think it was less than 5 people. They did have a generator, but it wouldn't be required. And that generator's helped because a lot of these assisted living people, if you think about it, they're on life support, right? They need that electricity. So should there be rules in place to ensure that these individuals are taken off to the special needs shelters, or that they have generators that are in place so that if the electric does go out, they have something there for the medical needs, like this Northport one had, which is a good thing. Should they be up higher on the priority because they are elderly? And I tell you what, I talked to Josh down in Northport, and he said he was getting a ton of calls after that whole incident where the 8 individuals died, because a lot of people just didn't have it on their mind. They started thinking about it. Whoa, are there more out there? Should we do something? And so it put it up on the radar. So that's it. Look at the article. The article is obviously not a lot more in depth, and I will put the link above this video. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News.